Hey YouTube, good afternoon. It's been a minute since we've been on here and had a chat or anything. Wanted to check in and just, I guess, do an update and talk to y'all. Haven't said much recently. There's still been a lot going on, of course, but I would be outside, but it's just too windy. Wouldn't get any audio, so I guess we'll do it with a little bit of a view, but from inside. So that if y'all have been tracking the Bundy trial news, it's apparent and this is the trial that's going on actually in Vegas concerning the Bunkerville situation from 2014 and the charges they face there of conspiracy, supposedly, and they've come out in court and it's been revealed through various testimonies and the entrapment scenario that the feds tried to put on people, that the only person who was promoting violence and whatnot was a government informant. A good source, if you want to go check this stuff out, is John Lamb on Facebook. He went to Oregon and he's now in Vegas following the trial with, is it Kelly Parker? I believe it's Parker's wife. No, that'd be Kelly Stewart. I can't remember her first name. Andrea Parker, I think that's her name. And they've both been given updates as they can to this now. They're on the, I guess you call it, second phase of the trial, where the defense is bringing forth their witnesses, which they're expecting to be fairly quick. But during the prosecutorial phase of it, the prosecution was bringing out the supposed evidence of the Longbow Productions. And if you're not familiar with that, that's where the feds posed as an Australian filmmaker, company, production, TV host type thing, and tried to bring people in and basically try to get them boozed up to try to entrap them into confessing of certain crimes and whatnot. It didn't work out too well for them. They really chopped up the evidence and presented it, in little 10-second clips, and still didn't get much foothold with most of the people that came in to do that. And the only one that was going into this interview and was talking boisterous and all about killing people and making a shoot 'em up story was a government informant. Somebody had been informing for the FBI since apparently 2012. You can't make it up. We've been saying it for a while. Those that try to talk big and try to get you to do things that aren't willing to do it themselves are probably feds. And seems to get more revealing as this testimony goes on in this trial. But yeah, John Lamb on Facebook, he does live streams and they go outside the courthouse. He's been there with Brand Thornton, speaking a couple times, and other people. And it's just, if you want to update yourself, go check that out. Find him. The Bundys posted on their Facebook and share it a lot. It gets shared around those different circles, so you've probably ran across it if you've ran across my channel, but for some reason you haven't paid attention. That's my latest take on some of the stuff that's going on down there. The entrapment continues. They, I guess last night, went after a gentleman who has been posting stories online by cobbling together evidence and public record that has been presented in the Oregon trial primarily, and I think he's moved on to the Bunkerville situation as well. But he got snatched up by the marshals, the U.S. Marshals, last night apparently, because he disobeyed a judge's order. The judge in Oregon had ordered a cease and desist from him publishing stories where he was taking public evidence, public record, and putting it online and conglomerating it all together of who all the government informants were and how many government agents and paid informants there were in Oregon. He's the one that started putting all that together and who they were and how they came to be, basically. It's on... He's had a website for some period of time, and he was put it all together and started this in a separate blog, and I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head now. And I'm going to have to look it up, and I don't know if I'll be able to find it. Shoot. I can't remember now. And I can't even remember his name. But, yeah, it's not good what's going on. So he got snatched up in the middle of the night, or late in the evening, I guess you'd say, for disobeying a judge's order, which is basically squashing the First Amendment. And even, just because he's putting A and B together, he's connecting the dots, essentially. Pretty disturbing stuff there. There was another lady, I believe, that was out there with him that had provided some insight. And this is in California, I believe. He lives over in the maybe Sacramento Valley area or Bay Area. And he was just putting all this online. And many people on G Plus have shared the links to his different stories on who the different informants were and how they came about to be an informant and how they testified in court about how they came to be paid informants. And he did a really good job, and the government couldn't have that because it more revealed their 1984 style of law enforcement, if you for their using their words, of how they're going to quash the opposition. There will be no opposition or speaking out against government, and that's how they are going to go after you. Because they've already got a large number of people out there scouring the earth, getting paid to instigate and inform on their fellow Americans for nothing more than standing up for their rights. So that was a disturbing development. If I can find the link, I'll put them below or if I can just find the name, I'll type it in below in the comment in the information box below of who that gentleman was exactly and his story. In related news, the new director of the Department of the Interior has come out and said it's offered a peace treaty, I guess you'd say, or a peace offering, or just saying we want to be at peace. The war is over, in a recent article, in referring to Oregon, Nevada, and all the other land grab issues with the Department of the Interior, BLM, in the West. Not sure how well that'll go over. I don't think, as long as you got political prisoners essentially in prison for burning grass, I don't think you're going to get much play, or you shouldn't. I wouldn't give him much credence to what he's saying. Granted, he doesn't control the Justice Department, but there's a lot more steps that need to be done other than just saying, "Hey, peace. Let's offer a peace up." But that was a story that just came out, I believe, today. So that's directly related. If you're trying to follow the land grab issue, it will continue. I don't think it's going away just because there's a different head honcho in D.C. And we shall see. Because you have not respected their authority properly, they will treat you appropriately, I would say. But more just around here, as you can see, there's still plenty of snow. We are at most of the places in the Sierra are somewhere around 200+% of annual snowpack. So there's a lot of water up there. Granted, all the flooding we've had this past year, they're calling for record stream and river flooding come spring thaw, which is kind of commencing already. Rivers are already running very swiftly, very high, and it's not expected to get any better. So they're calling for spring runoff floods, basically April, May, June. Anybody lives down next to a river around here, watch out. If you got even close in January, I think it's going to be worse than that. If the timing's right and the heat, if it just warms up just right and a storm hits at the same time with some rain, we could see some pretty bad flooding scenarios to match what we've seen in the winter here. But if you're looking to go skiing, you're going to be skiing for a while. Most places, I think, are open until late May, at least late April, if nothing else. Nobody's backing down from that. And if you want to go kayaking and everything, that'll all be fun. So that's all out there. And I think I just found information on that gentleman. But that's the biggest thing around here. It's springtime, so even if all that snow you see up there, we're going to have to start getting plants in the ground here soon, or at least prepping for it. Just getting starter seeds done, and need to get some trees transplanted and some new trees put in, some fruit trees planted, good stuff like that. But yeah, I'll find those names and links hopefully and get them in the comment box below. None of it speaks of a fair trial. Everything going on down there with the defendants and the way they're treated in court or in pre-trial confinement or during trial confinement, they're basically treated as guilty, and a lot of them are in solitary, etc., which is just beyond belief when you think about non-violent offense and just standing up to the government. You will be treated that way. That's I think the message, if you're trying to get across to anybody that's on the fence, that is even researching and looking into what is wrong with our government, look at how they treat people who have not committed violent crimes and are guilty of nothing yet, and are essentially put in solitary confinement, etc. And then the people that publish stories based on public record get snatched up, and basically the First Amendment is eliminated when you speak out against the government. And a judge did that. It wasn't even like he was convicted of a crime. A judge issued a court order and did that, which is just downright scary. So I hope you all doing good out there. One last note, big shout out to the Mule Team. I believe he's celebrating another year on the earth here tomorrow, yesterday, something like that. Today, whatever. He's another year happier, and I hope he's doing good. Don't get to talk to them very much. He doesn't he's got his radio podcast he's still doing. Go check him out over there. But I definitely don't see him as much out here on the interweb YouTube. Tactical Tony's still doing his thing down south, trying to raise Cain a little bit, I guess, just speaking out. But here's a name just to go along with that story. Greg Burleson was the FBI informant that was instigating down there at Bundy Ranch. And all his testimony and all his the evidence used with the video production and whatnot. And I'll find the rest of the information. But y'all be good. I've been ranting my mouth here for a long time. Too long. That's about the only thing I've been paying attention to, other than the financial side and stuff. But then the news side, that's about it. So y'all be good out there. Prepare, live free.